Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Brian Matthews, and I am your host, and this is The Final Word. Let me ask you a question, and it's kind of a rhetorical question, but a question nonetheless. What do you feel about blackface? And I want to go to what your concept of blackface, because right now I kind of feel that the idea of blackface or blackface itself has been distorted to where we are now bending it to fit our current culture. So, on Wednesday, Kelly, who's 49, tweeted a link to a recent interview with Robert Downey Jr., which was the one with the Joe Rogan podcast, the Joe Rogan Experience, on his role in Tropic Thunder. And he was an actor that they said, quote unquote, was wearing blackface. He was basically an actor that was a white guy playing a black guy. Now, if you haven't seen the movie, go see the movie. It's a little awkward, it's a little odd. You know what? It's a Ben Stiller movie. So if you know anything about Ben Stiller, then you understand. Now, the tweet goes as, R. Downey Jr. wears blackface for Universal without regret because it sparked a necessary convo. Yay, Robert. So sarcastic, she wrote. Never worn blackface. Now, she's saying she's never worn blackface, but she had some comments that she made on her talk show about little kids, quote unquote, wanting to dress up like Diana Ross. You know, and I guess she calls this one of her necessary convos. And it seems the standard have changed over time. NBC / I guess Universal, they fired her. She said, F you, canceled. That's right, she got fired. And I saw bits and pieces of what she was talking about. Yeah, you were already tanking, but chick, you were paid $65 million to walk away. Hell, with that in mind, shoot, Rodney King me, whoop my ass, give me my cash. You know what I'm saying? You walked away rich. So what are you complaining about? Not fair treatment. What you said was stupid, and you're trying to justify little white kids dressing up as Diana Ross, which is kind of hard for me to understand because little kids nowadays don't even know who the fuck Diana Ross is. I'm just saying. And yes, I used that word, and it's going to be a lot more of that because we are making this into an adult podcast, and if your ears are too sensitive, walk away, my friend. Walk away. Now, I'm not defending Robert Downey Jr., just like many black MAGA members. They try to defend their position on why they follow Trump. You know what? If that's what you want to do, do it, my G. Fuck it. RDJ, or Robert Downey Jr., played a role that sparked controversy, but not to be malicious or show malintent towards blacks. Unlike the original blackface, which showed big white lips or big orange lips or whatever, and jet black skin, which that clearly says sarcasm and stereotypical comments. And these were also derived from like old pictures. So yeah, I can see that being more offensive than what Robert Downey Jr. did. Now, I bet you people didn't know that that Joe Rogan himself said the N-word in one of his podcasts. And he said it very casually, and he had no remorse in saying it. And he said it more than once. And I was kind of set back a little bit. It's like, oh, he's really comfortable having this conversation. He wasn't having this conversation around blacks. He was having a conversation around white friends. So that goes back to the old story saying what you may say around your friends or what you feel comfortable around your friends might be something or a word or phrase that you use quite often. Now, what offenses to be fake? To me, what offends me is if you're being fake about it. Okay? If you said it, you said it. Oh well. Joe didn't apologize or offer any apology. And I looked up on Reddit and a few other posts, and yeah, they made conversation. He should talk about it. Why? He's not apologetic for it. He meant what he said. Now, me personally, social justice warriors, you better be more concerned with Trump, okay? Turning our country into a socialist party. I'm just being honest. Minorities have more to fear today than ever. You have these radical groups who feel empowered by the current president, ready to start a civil war. Now, this is from the New York Post. Trump returned to topic of the Civil War yet again this weekend, when he tweeted a quote from a Baptist pastor's statement that to impeach Trump would render a civil war like fracture in this nation that we may never recover. Nevertheless, civil war is not the primary concern. that should be raised by the prospect of impeachment. Trump's potential to provoke volatile divisions is not limited to his fellow Americans. Among the more unanticipated traits of the Trump administration is its relative. And I'm just saying, once again, we have to look at it for what it is. Okay. Yeah, people are sensitive to now more so than when it came out in 2008 about Joe Rogan's interview, in which the question, the whole blackface thing, yeah, I got it. If you do it, which I did see some people do it to be stupid, yeah, it should be addressed, but not in this case. Now, Robert Downey Jr., he played an actress, Kirk Lazarus, who was supposed to be an Australian method actor and 5-time Academy Award winner, to darken the skin for his portrayal of a black character, Staff Sergeant Lincoln Osiris, something like that. Now, are people really upset that he played the role, or that he was not apologetic about it? Okay, why are we bothered now and not bothered back in 2008? That's my question. That's when the movie came out. Man, this is easy. The culture we have now is full of hypocrites. It's a hypocrisy. It's full of hypocrites, period. I want to say something that's a smart ass comment, but I'll just leave it to say it's full of hypocrites. Now, we have a president who is questioned of using foreign countries to investigate an American citizen, but hey, we're okay with that, which, oh, by the way, doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? That you will justify a president, these are Republicans, talking to a Ukraine president kind of like a mob tactic, in whether he's going to help him or not with military support to investigate one of his competitors. But once again, we're also in a culture where Lizzo can jump her fat ass up. If you ever seen that video, you'd be disgusted as well. She got her fat ass up, she's half naked, and she's twerking. But that's okay. She turns around and fires back at Jillian Michaels, who's in shape, and oh, by the way, who's gay. Okay, not saying that matters or anything, but she's gay, so she falls into certain points of that stigma. As if what her comments saying about her celebrating her fat ass body was wrong. Hey, chick, you're fat, but hey, I guess everybody gets an award because you can sing. You know what? One day you're going to be able to sing, but you're not going to be popular. But guess what you're still going to be? You're still going to be fat, and I guarantee you, if you ain't got the money to support your fat ass, guess what's going to happen? You're just going to be another fat black chick with a ruined career, or a career that ended so short. Does anybody else see the stupidity behind this? Doesn't make any sense. Okay, Robert Downey Jr. wasn't trying to be a asshole about it. And as a matter of fact, the part was pretty funny. I actually liked it. Now, am I a sellout to my own culture? No. But let's just be real. My culture, my people don't necessarily make the best decisions. That's just, and I can't talk about Hispanics, and I can't talk about whites. I can talk about black stuff. And I can say that through my life experience, blacks don't make the best decisions in a lot of situations. Not all blacks, of course. I'll be stereotyping my own people. I'm just saying, just from my perspective and what I've seen, pretty bad. I myself have been in part to some bad decisions. I'm not gonna lie. So, fuck it, sue me. It is what it is. So, we'll say this. I'm going to end this ridiculous conversation because it is ridiculous. It's not the use of blackface, but the intent behind the use. Megyn Kelly, shut the fuck up, okay? What you said sounded stupid. You sound like those people who like, oh, my daughter, she just loves black people. We have black friends. Bitch, shut up, okay? This is what it is. You're trying to justify what your daughter did, what you approved. And when you try to justify, there's a significance of, should I be doing this? And therefore, you should be held accountable for what happens after that. But in this case, Robert Downey Jr. was not apologetic because his intent was not to be malicious. Okay? He even thought about it through the conversation about, hey, this doesn't seem like to be a bright idea. But bottom line is this. Didn't nobody say anything to Eddie Murphy when he came out in the early 80s dressed up as a white guy, pretending to be white? Nobody said anything to Dave Chappelle when he did the exact same thing. As a matter of fact, nobody said anything to Dave Chappelle when he was the black KKK guy. You feel me? Hypocrites. That's all it is, a bunch of hypocrisy. By the way, Dave Chappelle didn't apologize. He didn't come back and say, I'm sorry. No, he did it. He continues to be Dave Chappelle. That's why people respect him. Eddie Murphy, man, I feel bad that he apologized for what he said when he was younger because it was funny then. It's not funny now. No, the culture's changed now. But hey, it is what it is. But with that being said, I'm done running up the mouth. I'm done changing. The format of the podcast is changing. As a matter of fact, the new name of this podcast, boom, An Ugly Black Man. Well, I take that back. Let me rewind it. Oh, just killed it. It's going to be called Confessions of an Ugly Black Man. So with that being said, I'm out of here. This is the final word. Probably have one more podcast as a final word, and we're moving to Confessions of an Ugly Black Man. Until then, this is Brian Matthews, and I'm out.